Hey, this is Sensibility Speaks. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
This channel discusses trending topics, celebrity news, and reality TV.
In support of mental health awareness, Melody Shari goes live with Queen Shiba, as well as psychotherapist Dominique. And let me tell you, those ladies are dropping some powerful gems on this Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, depending upon where you are. And last but not least, she bought on the Prophetess, and you know she did not disappoint. Let's listen to these pearls of wisdom that these ladies are imparting.
I couldn't be more excited to end our mental health awareness live series with some pretty cool people, like pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to the live today. Sorry that we're running a little bit behind. I'm on vacation. I know one of the other panelists, she's on vacation. But we're here. And we're looking forward to pouring into you guys and finishing up our live series on mental health awareness. So let me get the two ladies in. Miss Queen Shiba, darling, okay, and therapist Dominique Dillard, psychotherapist Dominique Dillard. Let me get them in here. 1 second. All right, so I just clicked accept, so they should be coming in any moment. Hey, what's up, Queen?
Yeah.
Shiba, come on. Hi, Miss Dominique Dillard.
Hello, Queen.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. Hold on. Queen Shiba, you said good morning. I don't know where you are, but it's afternoon over here.
Yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful. I'm right behind y'all on my way.
I am living out loud. Huh?
Where are you about to go?
I'm going to
Where are you about to go, Dominique?
on Wednesday. So, yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Yes, I just made a note. Estate owner and investor. I am a public and private agency contractor. I have a 501c3 nonprofit organization called Speak Life, where I just pour back into the community and create platforms for empowerment. I'm an entrepreneur for over a decade and just loving what I do.
I love it. Two beautiful boss queens. I'm here for it. Now, what I want to do today is just really share with the audience, share with our viewers why it's important, right, to take a mental health break, and how do you do that despite society making you feel almost guilty when you choose to take your breaks, shut things off, or sometimes pull away from because you need to take care of yourself. Sometimes, getting away, vacationing by yourself, if that's what you need to do. So my question first goes to you, Queen Shiba. What are some ways and how have you found it to be beneficial for you to take that mental health break unapologetically and really just push to the side what anybody has to say about you doing
that's a really
that?
good question. Rest is warfare.
Mm.
Rest is warfare. When you think about scripture, they say on the Sabbath, he rested. And even like when we think about before going to the cross, he rested. When we think about what Jesus, rest is vital to sustainability. And I think when it comes to that, you don't need permission. You don't need permission. You have to have rest. And sometimes in rest, there's prosperity. Because sometimes some of the things that you're seeking, you're needing to know, you're needing to flush out your thoughts. And sometimes we have to decompress. So there's so much value in rest, Mel. I have quiet time and I'm married, right? So that can be a struggle for people that are in, relationships. But you cannot ask permission. That is something that you have to integrate into your day-to-day routine, monthly routine, whatever, So that's just a little bit of, how I can explain it.
you're on vacation right now, right? So let's put this into perspective a little bit. How long have you been on vacation?
Now. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been on vacation for days, and just by those few days, do you already feel yourself getting a new level of energy, a new level of enthusiasm, a new level of peace?
Literally, yes, I needed this. And that's another thing I would say. Don't wait till you need it.
That's right.
When you need it, you've probably burnt yourself out. But I feel absolutely amazing.
Wow. So ladies who are on here who feel like, well, I can't take a whole week away, right?
Don't wait till you need it.
That's right.
When you need it, you've probably burnt yourself out. But I feel absolutely amazing.
Wow. So ladies who are on here who feel like, well, I can't take a whole week away, right? Or I can't take 2 weeks away. She literally just said she's only been gone for a few days.
That's right.
And just those few days, she already like, oh my gosh, I needed this. And this has helped me mentally. This has helped me get a new level, right, of peace and energy. Like, just a few days. So it's okay if you can't take a week or two off or vacation like that. Take a few days for yourself. So, man, how awesome. And Dominique, to you, I know Queen Shiba mentioned, you know, she's married. I know, because I know you, that you're not currently married. How do you deal with getting away unapologetically despite being solo, right? Like, still needing that time for yourself and doing it by yourself.
So one thing that's important to mention is life is going to happen. And I think people feel like when you're successful, when you have this platform or you brand as this or whatever business is amazing, you're single or you're married, people sort of feel like certain things don't come to us. And that can be farthest from the truth. So regardless of what your situation is, you will lose loved ones. We were all impacted by COVID. We all need rest, and one thing that I feel like makes it a little bit easier for me, obviously being in the background of mental health, I understand holistic wellness. So a lot of people prioritize work. If I'm working, I'm getting my bag, I'm making my money, all is well. But let me tell you, there are a lot of successful, famous, wealthy, rich people that commit suicide. And so we can't trump one over the other. People may say, I'm saved, I love the Lord. And I just came from church, y'all. But there are a lot of people who love the Lord, go to worship, even lead congregations, and life still shows up at their front door. There are a lot of spiritual people that still commit suicide. So regardless of where you find yourself, what positions, what hats, whether you're a caregiver, you're single, you're solo, it is still so important to understand. And that's one of the breaches, I feel like, is that many, like I said, we prioritize work and we prioritize how we look. You want to look good, you want to have your money, but you're also emotional. Your environment, plays a huge role into your wellness. And so I am able to take a look at all of these different areas and figure out when something is off balance. And when they're balanced, when something happens in one area or another, let's just say you get sick. If you get sick, but then you're, focused on your finances, then you can afford to take some time off. Now, if you get sick, COVID happens, you're not working, and then your finances are not in place, that's going to be like a lose-lose. So making sure your environment is strong, making sure you are mentally strong, making sure you have a good social network. If spirituality is your thing and you're a believer, making sure you're practicing and being aligned and balanced in all of these areas, regardless of what position you hold in life, is important.
I love that. Wow, I love that. Thank you so much. For me, one thing that I feel that I am big on, and I think Queen Shiba kind of mentioned this too, is not getting to a place to where life makes you take a break unapologetically because you have no choice, right? Because you've let up and build up because you haven't been taking care of self and taking care of your mental. And then sometimes you get to that breaking point, right? Has there ever been time, and this is for both of you before we get ready to, let them go. Has there been a time or a situation where you can say, you know what, this occurred and I was forced to pull back. I was forced to go within myself because I wasn't doing the necessary tune-ups along the way, and then the car broke.
Absolutely.
What was that, and then how did you handle it?
Oh gosh, there's so many instances. Like when I think about it over the span of my life, but one that really stands out to me is work. I was getting my behind whooped by the different personalities. Energy is so important, but I was internalizing as opposed to speaking up and asking for what I needed, which is so important, right, with Black women, because we take and we take and we take the pressure, and then one day you just, boom, you're like, I can't go anymore. And I remember my husband walked through the door, and I must have had this weird look on my face, and he said, "Are you okay?" And I remember I just said, "No." And I just broke down, and I cried, and I cried. Even though my husband never said a word, all he did was hold me. And I cried, and I cried. He didn't say a word, but listen, let me tell you about the power of a man. He held me. He never said what's wrong. He never said da-da-da-da. That man knew exactly what to do, and he held me. And when I was done, he continued to, when I tried to let go, he just held me. We didn't speak any words because he knew his wife needed him help. I didn't even know what I needed. And I needed that touch. I need that reassurance that I was safe. And after he let me go, I thought, okay, I can't do this. I don't care how much money is on the table. I got to go. Yeah. And I sought a different position, and I left. I was out.
Wow.
That's important. I think as Black women, we are trained. You mentioned some of the societal norms, Melody, that are just present through our upbringing. And then when you become an adult, it's just so many norms that are unhealthy. But we are almost accustomed to pushing it to the max, pushing it to the limit. And because of that, sometimes we are forced to shut down relationships that are problematic, toxic, unhealthy, but it's like our mentality says, ride it out. This is your cousin. Ride it out. This is your auntie. Ride it out. This is, And so even in some of my relationships, it's like I have had to say, I need to halt, like screeching halt. I cannot go another day. This does not feel good. It's messing with my ability to stay stable. Anything that impacts the quality of your life, right? And just an example, I mentioned sickness. So we all get a little cold here and there. But anytime a sickness starts to impact your quality of life, then you seek help. Well, it's the same thing with our relationships. No relationship is perfect, but I think society says that we are supposed to just take it. You're supposed to just go to bat, but sometimes you have to evaluate. Same with work. Hey, this is not working. I don't want to get to the point where I hate you. We're arguing, we're fighting. Let's reassess here.
Right. Absolutely. Wow. Have you all ever been in a situation, because you mentioned cousins and aunts, right, Dominique, where you felt like you had to, for your mental health, unapologetically pull back from family, even for your own mental health? Or share
Maybe,
that.
I'm going to blow y'all mind. We may want to log off after this. How come my mama couldn't come to my wedding?
It'd be like,
told y'all, you go ahead and log off.
Wait, hold on.
Surpasses all.
You said your mother
surpasses all understanding. No, ma'am, Pam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass the mic.
Wow. That's bold. No, that's bold, but that's strength, and that's also understanding your mental health and peace surpasses anything.
Some people won't understand that. Remember,
Mhm.
peace that surpasses all understanding. So I'm gonna drop the mic on that one.
Because of walks of life.
Hey, you know what? You get to drop the mic on that one. You get to drop the mic on that one. Dominique, what about you?
Because our walks of life is so very different. I talk a lot about enmeshment, and so often men and women, they lack autonomy. They lack that individuality. You know, some people never left home. Some people, whatever the circumstances are, that leave you enmeshed in an unhealthy way with people closest to you. So for me, leaving home, moving to Alabama, going to one of the best HBCUs in this country, Alabama A&M University, yes, go Bulldogs, that was really God's way of separating me and grooming me. And so my mentality, Melody, is very different than the mentality of a lot of those in my family because our walks of life are different. And so there are some things that I need that they don't need, and I have to unapologetically prioritize what I need. Let me give you an example. So when my people come visit, right, and bless her heart, my mom is retired, so she can absolutely do this. She has put in her time. But they will get up and watch divorce court, paternity court, Murray, cheaters. And I'm just like, it's 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I can't do this because of the mantle that I carry to pour into other people. So I have to prioritize the fact that I need to meditate, I need to pray, I need to journal, I need to, pray over those who I'm accountable and responsible for as somewhat of a shepherd, being responsible for speaking into the lives. So in short, what I need, another person may not need. And then what I know, it goes back to, like I said, a lot of individuals not understanding that you are emotional, you are mental, you are social, you are physical. I like to be able to cultivate and pour into those areas of myself that a lot of people just don't know exist. So the conversation is different, the needs are different, and I can't be explaining to somebody else, what I need that they may not even understand, which sometimes creates discord with the people closest to you, like your mom, your dad. It's just like I unapologetically have to embrace this journey that God has put me on and be thankful for the deposits that our parents have made, that our villages have made, but also understand that I've got a responsibility to reach my destiny and do what I need to do to be well. So you can't come to the wedding. I love it.
Look, and my mom's a Libra, so she took that real personal. No offense to Libras, but Libras and Scorpios, that could be a hit or a miss, honey.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. No, that is very true. That's very true. You said that. That's very true. Wow. So what I hear and what I've gathered, and I hope everyone else has gathered before I bring on our final last surprise guest for about 2 minutes, is that for one, vacationing, whether long-term or short-term, giving yourself that break unapologetically, meaning you ain't apologizing and worried about your boss. You ain't apologizing worried about your job at this point. You're not apologizing worried about your kids, your friends, your nothing, right? Or taking time to get a break, a mental break for you so that you know, so that you can walk into everything you have been called to walk into, because you can't do it when you got so much going on in your mind and in your spirit. And sometimes a short vacay gives you exactly what you need to be able to get back up and stand tall and walk in your purpose. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about family, parents, siblings, friends. It doesn't matter what the title is that has been given to them by way of how society defines things. Doesn't matter. You have to move in a way where you're protecting your peace, where you are protecting your mental health, where you are able to do what needs to be done to make sure you're whole, where you can journal. Dominique mentioned, hey, in the mornings, I like to journal. I like to pray. They watching divorce court, paternity court, and all this Maury fussing, fighting, and Jerry Springer, and all of that. And she's like, you know, I don't do this in the morning. This ain't my routine. And sometimes you literally outgrow. You're in another phase of life. Sometimes you're in another phase of life where people aren't necessarily at yet, so they may not get what it is that you're saying, right, or how you feel. But guess what? You still have to move forward. Y'all, hold on a second. Move forward in your purpose. Ladies, I'm going to let y'all go because I'm going to bring on one more person. I'm going to get this started.
This was so awesome. It was so good to meet you, Queen. I'm going to send you a message so we can connect.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I would love to. Okay.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful rest day today and enjoy yourselves unapologetically. Bye, everybody. Hopefully I can
That's right.
I don't know how to get out of here.
Yay! Thank you, ladies. Thank y'all so much for coming on. I love y'all. Okay. I got you.
Let me see.
Let me see. Boom. All right. So we're going to take about 2 minutes. I told y'all I have a surprise guest for y'all at the end, and y'all love to hear from her. So let me bring her on for about 2 minutes. Then we're going to get out of here on this mental health awareness, because I'm mental health and awareness too when I'm on vacation too. Okay?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, there we go. Come on through here and drop a little bit of encouragement and love to the people who are
I wanted to speak with everybody today on this fine Sunday about the knowing or unknowing practice of self-abandonment. Self-abandonment is the practice of not listening to your intuition and people-pleasing, knowing or unknowing. This can be an extension of childhood. This can be an extension of, I don't really like to acknowledge generational curses, because if you can say or acknowledge something as a generational curse, I call it generational acknowledgement. And a lot of us, we go into, first off, throughout the day, the first thing that we pick up is our phone. The majority of us, the first thing we do is pick up our phone. And we don't take the time to really do our self-care first thing in the morning. We have all of these devices. We have all of these things that overload our senses in the course of a day. And the majority of people give their work and career a lot of their physical, mental, and emotional self, to where by the end of that work day, you are depleted. And that's a form of self-abandonment, because you give yourself the residual leftovers of, toil and labor and just, overworking yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. And then most people come to a point where they have, self-abandoned so much and not listen to their intuition. Your intuition may tell you this job is not, this job is no longer meant for me. And that's a form of self-abandonment if you continue to allow yourself to be physically and mentally depleted. Some people, like they spoke about relationships. The other two ladies, they spoke about relationships. They spoke about family. And when you come to a place where you recognize an area of your life being depleted, you have an obligation to go in a different direction of self-abandonment. Self is an extension of everybody else in your life, because whoever is in your life is an extension of self. So we have to deliberately be mindful and not putting ourselves in a position to self-abandon on a daily basis. The same way that you get up and you take a shower, you brush your teeth, we have to set time outs. It's very important to set time outs. And you can do this in the form of setting an alarm on your phone. And, because our phone is a huge part of our lives. So you can set an alarm on your phone and you can say, okay, this is a moment where I'm going to take 5-10 minutes to myself, where I'm going to pour into myself, where I'm going to take 5 minutes and I'm going to say, I will not self-abandon, or I will take some time to recharge my mental battery. I will go take a bathroom break. I will go take a mommy break. I will go take a work break. I will go take any sort of break that I need.
Listen, let me tell you what this made me think of. I remember one time I was filming and the production team was at my home. I was getting ready to start a scene. And I remember literally feeling like a little bit of anxiety, right? And I felt it, like it wasn't calm. I felt the anxiety. And I told them, I said, hold on, give me a second. I left out my kitchen where we were setting up, walked into my closet, walked through my bedroom, shut the door, went in my closet, and sat in my closet for 5 minutes. And when I came back out, I was like, okay, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Everybody doing? But I needed that. And so the first step is recognizing and understanding when you need that time, right? When you say, first you gotta know yourself well enough to know, okay, something's off. I'm not quite feeling something ain't feeling too right. Let me go take it just for me.
So, like I said, I think that everybody listening to, the frequency of our voice right now, I want you guys to set an alarm in your phone. Set an alarm in your phone at least twice or 3 times a day, just to take 5 minutes for yourself and say, okay, this part of the day, this part of the day is for my physical well-being. This part of the day for my mental well-being. This 5 minutes, I'm going to write down some ideas about what I want to achieve for myself. And if you think about it, that's only 20 minutes a day. You take 20 minutes scrolling on your phone. So now that you're listening to this, be deliberate in not abandoning yourself in anything that triggers you to make you not really focus on these daily timeouts for self-care. Those are going to be things that you're going to be able to acknowledge as a trigger for you, that are stopping you and that are facilitating your self-abandonment. So when that alarm goes off, I want everybody to look at their environment in that moment and in that time. And whatever is stopping you from taking that moment to recharge, to pour into yourself, to even say some positive things to yourself, I want you to make sure that you acknowledge that and put that as a note in your phone, because everything right now is so digitalized. We need, to be honest with you, it's okay to digitalize and do small journaling throughout the day so that you can go back at the end of the day and take a look at those timeouts. And take a look at those things and say, okay, well, when I set this alarm for my 5 minutes, this person was talking to me about something negative. Oh, well, when I set my alarm for my 5 minutes, for me to take some time for myself, the kids were crying. When I took my time out for myself, to talk about to write down some things or to acknowledge some things pertaining to how I could accomplish my goals, this was going on in my immediate environment. So there needs to be a moment of awareness. We need to be deliberate in our awareness, because there's so many people that are absorbing a lot throughout the course of a day. And it's sensory overload, and then you don't have anything left. And then you become a people pleaser, or you try to hurry up and compound everything all at one time. And then it's like, okay, I'm trying to do this for I'm trying to do this for you, this for you, this for this, and this. You know what I'm saying? And then where are you in all of this?
Yep. I hope y'all listening. I hope y'all took some notes because there were a lot of amazing gems just shared. I want to make sure you guys, and thank you so much for coming on today. Wow. Y'all make sure you set those alarms for 5 minutes, 3 to 4 times a day. Write down, Mel, will you be adding a push through journal? So I have a God Said Go journal that's on my website, masterclasswithmelody.com. But write down what was happening when you took that 5-minute break. Like she said, were the kids crying? Was there fussing and arguing going on? Like, what was happening? I want you guys to do that, set those alarms, take that time, know people, self-awareness, self-care. Like I said, y'all, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and that's what we've been on this entire month. Thank you so much for coming on as a surprise guest. They're always happy when you come on here and drop some amazing knowledge. So thank you so much. And to everyone on the live, we're praying for success. We're praying for peace. We're praying for mental strength. And we're praying for you guys just to be whole. We love y'all so much. This is going to conclude our final live series on mental health awareness. Queen Shiba, Dominique, y'all came on early, and to every guest come on as well throughout this entire series. We appreciate y'all so much. And we love you. Until next time. This is my regular. I'm talking